You are in for a bitter surprise. He is not to be truffled with.
I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things Michael Scott has done. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You wouldn't think that the office manager of a paper company could do so many awful, despicable, and let's face it, cringe-worthy things, but here we are. Are you ready? Let's get to it.
And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
Number 10. Driving into a lake.
Make a right turn.
Wait, no. It means bear right.
While some of the things that Michael did over the show's run are cruel and ignorant, this one's just plain dumb. While trying to make a point that human interaction trumps fancy technology, Michael and Dwight go to visit former clients to try to win them back. Along the way, though, Michael has a bit of a misunderstanding with his GPS and drives into Lake Scranton.
The machine knows!
This is the lake!
Stop yelling at me!
No, it's
Stop
up
yelling!
there! There's no road here!
Michael yelling, "The machine knows!" and blindly driving into the lake while Dwight tries to stop him is both astonishingly stupid and extremely funny. Thank God Dwight is there to help because, of course, he has trained for this.
Are you okay? Swim for it! I got you! I got you!
Number 9. Sending that photo of Jan.
A sensitive email has been released to the office. It contains a file.
We can safely say that pretty much every way that Michael handles his relationship with his superior Jan is inappropriate and misguided. But right near the beginning of their courtship, he makes a major faux pas that has some unfortunate consequences. In an effort to impress Todd Packer by sending him a racy photo of Jan on their Jamaican vacation, he accidentally sends it to Packing, which means that eventually everyone in the office sees it too.
Mike, you a rock star, man. You are the man. Well done.
All right. Okay.
Though this particular outcome wasn't intentional, Michael obviously should have been a little more discreet about the whole thing.
Oh my God. Is that Jan?
What?
Where?
What?
On the left.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
No, that's a German woman named Gru.
Number 8. Pretending to kill himself.
Oh, my life!
Michael, what's wrong?
Everything's wrong!
Daryl's just trying to teach the other warehouse workers about safety procedures, but as always, Michael has to make it all about him and sets out to prove that working in an office can be dangerous too. In an attempt to show the perils of depression, Michael and Dwight set up an elaborate ruse where Michael is going to pretend to commit suicide by jumping off the roof of the building. Michael shows a total insensitivity to real mental health issues and actually puts himself in danger in the process.
My head is in such pain and turmoil!
And let's not forget that later in this same episode, Michael accidentally commits a hate crime by dropping a watermelon on Stanley's car.
Bingo! Whoa! Oh.
Number 7. The way he dealt with the company's healthcare.
I'm not even on that plan.
Well, I'd recommend
Michael.
it. It's very good.
Way back at the beginning of season 1, before we had come to love Michael in his own particular way, he was butchering Dunder Mifflin Scranton's healthcare plan by delegating the work of choosing a plan to Dwight instead of just doing it himself. Because of his cutthroat ways, Dwight scraps almost all the coverage the employees had previously enjoyed in an effort to save money.
In the wild, there is no healthcare. In the wild, healthcare is, ow, I hurt my leg, I can't run, a lion eats me, and I'm dead.
When the other workers are understandably upset, Michael avoids them and then pretends to have a surprise for them when in fact he has nothing planned at all. Yeah, the first season really packed in the cringe.
Do I know what the surprise is? Hell no. Doesn't matter. The point is, they're not unhappy anymore. They're out there thinking, wow, my boss really cares about me.
Number 6. Spreading rumors about Stanley's affair.
So, what is the scuttlebutt? Anybody hear anything?
We can all agree that things get a little too personal in many episodes of The Office, with Michael frequently blurring the line between the personal and the professional. This instance is one of the worst though, when Michael starts spreading a rumor about Stanley having an affair, only to find out that it's actually true.
Cynthia's been keeping me company. She was my nurse when I was in rehabilitation. We used to go on these long walks on the treadmill.
He tries to cover his tracks by starting a bunch of other rumors, most of which are quite offensive, but in the end, he panics while speaking to Stanley's wife on the phone and inadvertently reveals the whole thing. despite his best efforts not to.
Terrible. We think you should.
Hey, what up, Cynthia?
Number 5. His behavior after Phyllis was flashed.
Hey, Phyllis. You all right?
On her way to work one morning, Phyllis was flashed by an unknown aggressor in the parking lot, and she arrives at the office feeling rattled by the experience. Michael, of course, handles the situation about as poorly as you would imagine, first questioning why anyone would flash Phyllis when there are more attractive women around.
I'm sorry. It's pretty funny when you think about it.
He then goes on to try to lighten the mood by pretending to be a flasher himself and sticking his finger through the zipper of his jeans. Watching this today, especially in light of more recent news events, makes us want to cover our eyes in horror.
I don't think laughing about it's an appropriate response.
Oh, come on.
Number 4. Diversity Day.
Today is Diversity Day, and someone's going to come in and talk to us about diversity. It's something that I've been pushing.
Because of Michael's inappropriate behavior, namely his performance of a certain Chris Rock routine, the head office is forced to send in an employee of Diversity Today to do some basic training with the Scranton branch. Michael, of course, mocks the entire proceeding, and when the rep leaves, he decides to hold a diversity training session of his own.
But I'm also the founder of Diversity Tomorrow, because today is almost over.
Of course, like most of his other ideas, it is totally misguided, and involves each worker being given an index card with a different race on it, and being forced to act out stereotypes about that demographic.
Shalom. I'd like to apply for a loan.
That's nice, Dwight.
Number 3. Running over Meredith.
This is going to be a very good year. Very good.
In the premiere of Season 4, Michael's talking to the camera about how optimistic he's feeling and how well things are going for him. Because this monologue is taking up his full attention while he's driving, however, he doesn't notice Meredith in the Dunder Mifflin parking lot and hits her with his car.
Andy and Dwight are rocking the sales team. I feel very blessed.
Of course, when he brings the whole gang to visit her at the hospital afterwards, his bumbling demeanor makes things even worse. Perhaps the silver lining here is that while being treated, it was discovered that Meredith had rabies.
It also says you were recently bitten by a raccoon.
And a rat. Separate occasions.
Number 2. Making Oscar kiss him.
No. We are going to make a statement. You and I are going to make a statement together.
Michael does a lot of terrible things throughout his time on the show, and while many of them are sexist, racist, and generally bigoted, the show pulls it off because viewers are obviously supposed to understand that Michael's in the wrong. Some episodes still manage to take it too far, however, and we have a feeling this one would not make the cut today.
I don't want to touch you. Ever considered that?
After outing Oscar against his will, Michael tries to literally kiss him to make up. Thankfully, Oscar did get something positive out of this undoubtedly horrible experience, because to cover the incident up, he was offered 3 months of paid vacation and the use of a company car. Not too shabby.
Gil and I are going to Europe.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some dishonorable mentions.
Show of hands. Who here has been koi-ponded? Who here has been the butt of a joke that has gone too far? Because I have something terrible I need to tell you, and I want you to enjoy your cake before I tell you this terrible, terrible thing.
A drug dealer is on the premises of Dunder Mifflin. His name is Toby Flenderson, and he recently returned from a mysterious vacation in Central America.
What about that fat guy from Stanford that I insulted? We should find him.
You mean Tony?
Jabba the Hutt, Pizza the Hut. Fat guys like pizza, Pepperoni Tony.
I guess this is what they call a bittersweet moment. It is bitter because I slightly destroyed a wonderful little family.
Number 1. Scott's Tots.
Michael, why did you promise that?
To change lives.
If you haven't been cringing in horror yet, the worst is yet to come. This storyline is nearly impossible to watch because it made viewers just want to climb into a hole and never come out. It's revealed that 10 years earlier, Michael made a promise to a group of low-income children that if they graduated from high school, he would pay for their college tuition. Now that the time has come to make good on his offer, he obviously can't follow through on it and tries just about everything to get out of facing them.
Which brings me to my main point, and that is that I will not be able to pay for anybody's tuition. I'm so sorry.
Watching him break the news is like watching a car crash. You don't want to see it, but you just can't seem to look away. Every time I mention the title of this list to someone, they say Scott's Tots to me, so I think the #1 entry is a pretty safe bet, but if you do not agree, I will be in the comments to personally tell you why you're wrong. And if you just want to check out more Office videos, we got you covered there too.